Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world.
Hello, friends. So you aren't going to believe this. One of the most watched television franchises in history was the Sharknado series that premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel. The film is about tornadoes that went over the ocean, fill with man-eating sharks, and then carry them over and drop them on unsuspecting citizens in cities like Los Angeles or Washington. It started as a comedy disaster movie, and the over-the-top premise and theatrics of the film quickly earned it a cult following, and it instantly became a cult favorite. There were 5 sequels: Sharknado 2, the second one; Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No; Sharknado, the fourth, Awakens; Sharknado 5, Global Swarming; and the last Sharknado, It's About Time. Rotten Tomatoes gave the film an approval rating of 74%, and they said that, quote, proudly, shamelessly, and gloriously brainless, Sharknado refines the term so bad it's good for a new generation. The Daily News said, quote, Sharknado is an hour and a half of your life that you'll never get back, and you won't want to. And although a joke at first, Sharknado has now officially become one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, having taken in over $4.5 billion in total franchise gross. Now, while the premise seems ridiculous that a tornado could pluck creatures from the sea and deposit them on land, actually, it has some scientific merit. In fact, there are numerous accounts throughout history of animals raining from the sky, and yes, as the result of it getting sucked up by a tornado. Now, I'm sorry, but no shark tornadoes have ever been reported, but yes, tornadoes and waterspouts have been known to pick animals like fish, frogs, and even alligators and drop them ashore, and often still alive and kicking, and yes, again, that includes alligators. So here are 5 documented instances of real-life animal tornadoes, including the Gatornado. First, quite a few waterspouts have sucked up and brought fish raining down. Most recently, residents of the Philippines were left dumbfounded after mudfish began raining from the sky. And a couple of years earlier, a similar event occurred in Australia when perch began falling from the sky by the hundreds, and many of them were still alive and flopping after they landed. Rains of frogs are another relatively frequent form of animal tornado and have been documented as far back as ancient Greece, when one of the records shows that it rained frogs, quote, so great that the houses and the roads were full of them. More recently, in 2005, a frognado was reported in Serbia. The next one was reported in Bath, England in 1894. A tornado filled with stinging, venomous jellyfish rained down. The jellyfish-nado actually happened when thousands of jellyfish fell out of the sky onto the town. And then there were worms, maybe even more disgusting than the other animals. In Louisiana in 2007, the sky actually rained slithering clumps of tangled worms after a waterspout was seen 5 miles out of town. And finally, the Gatornado. Yes, this might be the closest thing to the Sharknado. An article in the New York Times in 1887 reported that Dr. J. L. Smith of Silverton noticed something fall out of the sky onto his farm, and it began to crawl towards him where he was sitting. When he got up to examine it, he found that it was an alligator. Then there was another and another. Smith went on to find himself surrounded by 8 alligators in total, which had apparently been dropped from the sky by a distant waterspout. If his account is to be believed, then this was history's first and only documented case of a genuine, no joke, Gatornado. Hey, be safe, be well, and yes, stay clear of tornadoes. They can drop more than a house on you. And may God bless.